Hey guys, welcome back to the Style and Beauty Doctor on YouTube, and in today's video we are going to be talking about how I dress around a 30-pound weight gain. So I'm going to be talking about some tips, some tricks, some fashion, and if this is sounding like your kind of thing, I mean, I feel like you felt like it sounded like your kind of thing when you clicked in here, but keep watching. I am so happy to be doing a fashion video. I mean, obviously style and beauty. I do both. I love both. But I haven't done a fashion video in a while here on the channel, and there's a great reason for that. It's hot. So in the summertime when I film, I have to turn everything off in the background. Otherwise the camera will pick it up and it just sounds like so crazy in the background. So the air conditioning needs to be off. I can't even so much as turn the fan on because everything just makes so much noise. It gets incredibly hot, and prancing around, putting outfits together with no air conditioning on in the summertime is just, it's a lot. Let's get into dressing around a 30-pound weight gain. Now I say 30-pound weight gain because that's just how much I gained. But, you know, 50 pounds, 60, 20, 15, whatever, like it translates, okay? So number one, and this is like the most important thing. I mean, all the tips are gonna be important, but this is like super important because if you don't have this first tip, you ain't gonna do the rest. So listen up. Number one, do not panic about your weight gain. It's not the end of the world. Things happen, especially as we get older, our weight starts to fluctuate. It really is not the end of the world. You're not gonna start, you know, missing out on certain things just because you feel like, oh, none of my clothes look great, I don't feel good, my stomach looks big. We're not doing that. We are not doing that. I'm not doing that because if I did that, I would have missed out on like 3 or 4 television segments. I would have missed out on being in a full campaign for a fashion brand. I would have missed out on a lot of stuff if I was like, you know, tripping over a little weight gain. Like, it ain't the end of the world. Life goes on. Now that we have a great mindset and we're not panicking about the weight gain and we're feeling good about ourselves, we're not beating ourselves up, we're moving on, we still want to look good. Next, we're going to go in the closet. We're going in the closet because you're going to have to sort your things out and see what still fits. While I'm on the topic of fit, I would like to reiterate one of my favorite things to say in my fashion videos, and that is, if it does not fit, you must acquit. So we're not buying stuff talking about, oh, you know, I'll buy this banging dress because, you know, once I lose the weight, that'll be my motivation to lose weight, you know, what have you. I mean, all right, if it's your motivation, one thing, okay? You're only allowed one thing, and it can't be expensive either. It just has to be really nice and special and, you know, whatnot, but nothing super expensive. Now, I'm not saying that because I'm like, oh, you ain't going to lose the weight. What I am saying is when you lose the weight, you're probably going to forget that you bought that, whatever that item is. Unless it's like a super, super like sentimental, motivational, and again, only one, and it can't be super expensive. Because what happens is, you're going through all of these sales and you're buying stuff and you're like, oh, you know, it's 2 sizes too small, but I'm going to lose the weight and I'm going to get into it. You keep doing that, you're going to have a closet full of stuff. You can't see what you have, then you feel like you have nothing to wear because you can't see what you have, and you get yourself into a vicious cycle, which can include depleting your savings and racking up debt, and we don't want that. So if it does not fit, you must acquit. Now, if you're going through your closet and there are things that don't fit you and you're not ready to let them go just yet, you might want to look into, you know, storage, because when you have too much stuff in your closet, at least for me, and at least when I was an image consultant and I was working on helping people, you know, get their closets together, when you can see everything at a glance, it's so much easier and quicker to get dressed than, and you spend less than if you have all of these clothes and everything's like jumbled in there and you don't see what you have, you don't realize what's in there, and then you make the mistake of buying more things because you can't see what you already have. So now if you do want to get rid of some clothing, you can donate, you can sell them online. There's sites like, you know, good old eBay, but then there are newer ones like Poshmark and Depop, and there's so many different apps and services where, and you can go to consignment stores in your area and sell your clothes. So those are avenues to look for rather than, you know, keeping your closet cluttered. Okay, so once you've organized your closet, you've figured out, you know, what still fits, what doesn't fit, And then you keep everything that fits and, you know, have it nicely color coordinated or coordinated by piece, whatever works best for you. But then the next thing you want to do is see what you can add into your closet at this new size. So now I actually started to gain my weight in 2017. 2017 was a rough year. I mean, what's the name became president? Matter of fact, I think that might have made me gain weight because I was like, anyway. So 2017 for me was like when I started to like really put on the weight, and I was putting on weight, but my bank account was taking away weight. So I had this really unfortunate situation of not fitting my cute clothes and also not having money to buy, you know, new cute clothes. So what I did was I was, you know, I had to be very strategic. I saw what fit and still fit in the closet. You know, certain coats, certain jacket. Well, sometimes jackets get a little snug, but you know, certain coats. What I had to do is I had to be like, I had to get really creative. I could only buy a few pieces. So I had to be very strategic about what I bought. One thing that I splurged on was this, like, it was originally $200, but I got it on sale for like $94. This really cute coat from Story of Lola that I got on ASOS. I stalked ASOS so hard for that coat, and it's still something that I wear now. And it's a piece that, whether I lose weight or, you know, if I keep going up in pounds, it's something that's still going to fit just because of the way that the coat is designed. So I remember splurging on that, and then I really couldn't splurge on anything else. But in the wintertime, it's like if you have a great coat, that's a piece that, you know, can help elevate everything else that you're wearing. I also took a little trip into the men's section at H&M, and because the men's section at H&M, they still cut things, you know, quite like slim cut, like, you know, European cut. And I liked shopping certain pieces from the men's section because I'm tall, and I like when things, you know, cover my wrists and cover my ankles. So I remember getting a few, like I got a cute sweatshirt and a cute sweatpants. Now I normally would not advise you to buy sweats. But when I say don't buy sweats, I mean don't buy like the baggy sweats and just live in them. But those wound up being really cute because then I could wear those, pair those with like some cute boots and the coat, and I could mix and match. And then I have some like designer accessories and like regular accessories that I can kind of spruce things up. If you don't have the money to buy additional things in your wardrobe, look for basics, you know, pencil skirts, blouses, wrap dresses. Look for things that are forgiving, like things that you can adjust the waist, things that you can maybe adjust where things are pinned, or maybe if you're, you know, handy with a needle and thread, you can adjust it yourself, or things that aren't very expensive to get tailored. So look for things that can grow with you. I have a little bit more budget. I've been buying more things, but I'm still buying these new things. I'm still very strategic in what I get. So I've been buying a lot of dresses. Dresses are something that if I go down in size, I can wear a cute belt with it, or I can get it taken in. These are things that are easily adjustable without me having to go buy a whole bunch of new things. I tend to buy a lot of like dusters and like wrap coats and things that you can kind of just throw on, and then, you know, you adjust them with a belt. I buy a lot of those things. Things I don't really buy when I know that I'm like not at a weight that I want to stay at. I typically don't buy jeans because jeans are something that, like, whether I go up and down in weight, I'm going to have to keep buying. And I'm like, I'm not going to buy jeans now at this weight, knowing that, you know, down the line, I'll lose the weight. Now these jeans don't fit and I got to keep going back and forth. Like, we off that. So I tend to not buy jeans. Well, I do have two pairs of jeans that I, you know, when the time calls for a jean. So I have a pair of jeggings that I got from, I can't remember if they're Lee or Levi. I think they're Lee. But those are super comfortable. They're stretchy. They might not fit me well once I go back down in weight, but, you know, if I go up in weight, it has that little stretch in it where, you know, I'm covered. And then I have a pair of black high-waisted skinny jeans that I got from ASOS that they're too big for me even at this weight. And they'd probably be way too big for me once I lose the weight. But because they're a high-waisted skinny jean, and I don't kind of tend to wear them with, you know, anything that's like showing the waistband, I can sometimes get away with it. Next up, accessories. Accessories are my friends. Like, I call them when they're not feeling good and I take them out for drinks and stuff like that. They're my friends. No, but seriously, I love accessories because probably about 90%, 95% of the accessories that I own are always going to fit no matter what size I get. So turbans, other types of headpieces, hats, really cool earrings. I love really cool earrings. Belts. Now belts can be a little bit tricky, but I also tend to get stretchy belts, so those kind of grow with me or can be cinched down with me as well. But accessories are always my friend because not only are they going to help make my look, you know, be a little bit more elevated and be more me, like I said before, they're more than likely always going to fit me. Another thing I do to, you know, dress around my 30-pound weight gain is I draw attention to my waist. Now, I have a whole series on dressing for your body, whether you want to accentuate or you want to balance out your figure. I have videos on, I think, probably all the body types now, so make sure you check that out. But for me, I got some big tatas. So with me, when I gain weight, the weight gain shows up, I feel like, in my boobs first. And then when I really know I've gained weight is when it shows up in my stomach. So because my boobs kind of, you know, poke out like this, it can make me look bigger than I actually am. And if I'm also wearing something where my stomach is on display, so then you got my boobs and my stomach. My stomach and my boobs. If I'm not drawing attention to my waist, you don't see that there's a clear distinction between my boobs and my belly. So what happens is, if I'm not drawing attention to my waist, you're like, wow, where does her belly begin? Where do her boobs begin? It just looks like one big thing. So I make sure that it is clear that I have a waist. With something tied at the waist, or I'll put a belt, or I'll cinch something, or sometimes the pattern itself might do it for me. Like, you know, sometimes you have these color block dresses and then maybe it kind of cinches on the side so that it, you know, draws attention or creates a waist. Or sometimes the outfit itself might already have elements built into it that accentuate the waist. Like, for instance, I might have something that has like a peplum kind of feel to it. That, I love peplum because not only does the peplum usually cinch me in, but it also kind of camouflages, you know, food belly. Well, mine is beyond being a food belly at this point, but it helps to camouflage that. Or sometimes you might have something color blocked where it kind of cinches on the side, like maybe there's a darker color on the sides that, you know, draw even more attention to your waist. So I draw attention to my waist. So another styling thing that I do to dress around my 30-pound weight gain is I wear long layers. I love to layer, even in the summertime, because even in the summertime you can layer with, you know, obviously lighter fabric. I also like long layers because they're long and lean and it gives me a nice silhouette. Okay, so another thing that I do when dressing around my 30-pound weight gain is I still like to mix my prints and patterns. The only thing that I might do, depending on where I am with my weight, is I'll pay more attention to the scale of the pattern or print. So for instance, this is what I mean here. So these are both polka dots, right? But you see how these are much smaller and these are much bigger. So what happens is if I have a problem area, I may not dress that problem area in a print with small patterns like this, because what happens is these smaller patterns are going to make that area look bigger. What I might do is wear something with a bigger pattern on it, because that's something that's going to balance me out. And then for me, mixing prints adds an element of interest to my look. So it's not like, I don't want to look like, oh my God, I've gained weight, I want to hide. Like, nah, I'm still a bad bee. Like, watch out. And adding to that, one of the last things that I do is I still wear color. I love bold colors. I love mixing bold colors together, color blocking. I love it all. Very rarely will you see me in black. And I know a lot of people, you know, once they gain weight, they're like, oh, you know what, I'm going to just wear all black because it's very slimming. Not always true. Not always true. There are other colors that you can wear that are still slimming. Like, for instance, oftentimes if you're dressed in the same color from head to toe, that's also very slimming. not just, you know, wearing black. And there are other tips and tricks, which if you check out my blog, I'll leave a link in the description box. You can read up on some of those tips as well. Plus, there are a lot of people out there who try to tell you because of your size or because of your skin tone that you shouldn't wear certain colors. And those people can go kick rocks. And there's just so many more interesting colors. You don't have to be all bright and color blocking like me. There are obviously a lot of different colors out there. As a matter of fact, if you're wondering how to wear color in your wardrobe, I have a video on how to wear color in your wardrobe, so make sure you check that out. And I also have a video and a blog post on the colors that work right for your specific coloring, because there is like a science behind all of that, you know? So make sure you check that out. It'll be linked in the description box. So leave me a comment below. What are your favorite things to wear when you have gained some weight? Or if you have questions about style and fashion, leave them for me and I'll answer as many as possible. Make sure you follow me on social. I'll have the links in the description box. You know, also in the description box, make sure you check out the blog posts and the videos that I've mentioned throughout this video. And then, of course, you'll get links to things that I'm wearing, like, you know, the hair and the top. The earrings are from Zara from a while back. They no longer have them, but everything else will be there. And I'll see you fine folks in my next video. Bye, guys.